Greetings, Batavia Mayor Jeff Schielke speaking to you on Friday, October 21st. And we're in a busy time around Batavia these days. We got some things ending this weekend and we got other things starting and we got some big events taking place tonight. So I'm going to kind of try to rush through all the announcements that I guess people would like to have me make. First of all, I'd like to talk for just a moment about the 2022 Riverain Fall Cleanup Program that is being sponsored, and the date of it is going to be October 26th, which is this coming Wednesday, from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and they're asking for volunteers who are available to come on down to Riverain and offer a helping hand in a variety of chores. And according to the note that they sent me, they say we need help with some computer technology, iPad and phones, as well as hanging pictures and moving furniture. If you are handy, please bring your tool bag and drill. We will have some cleaning supplies available, as many of the residents need windows or doors cleaned, as well as some deep cleaning under furniture and kitchen appliances. There are also a few residents that may need some furniture removed and put into a dumpster, so those of you with muscles, please bring them on down. I just want to say that, you know, of all the things we have in Batavia, Riverain really is a high performance resource in this town, and it provides, you know, housing for a number of senior citizens who I think really welcome the opportunity to be there. And it's just, I was the mayor when it got finally approved, and I was there for its groundbreaking and its ribbon cutting. And I look back now, some almost 40 years later, and I see all the old Batavia residents that I know were able to move in there and live out their lives in security and dignity. And I'm just pleased, because it was somewhat controversial when we did this. There wasn't everybody in support of this whole idea. And in my view, it really did turn out the best for everybody. So if you're available on the 26th and would like to do a kind deed, stop on down to Riverain about 9:30, and I'm sure they can find some task to put you to work. As a result of other things that are going on in town, and I lost my note here. What did I do with my note? I also want to make mention that tonight is going to be the Batavia St. Charles North football game, and that's going to be broadcast on BATV. If you're so inclined that you don't want to go to the game, you'll be able to view it on TV, and the expert TV broadcasting that's emerged with Mr. Wolf and Mr. Lundberg, and their coverage of the games. They know all the players, all the plays, and you can watch that game from start to finish and not have to worry that you don't get everything understood or covered. So it'll be on, and it's supposed to be a very challenging game, and you got two of the top teams in the western suburbs are playing, and the whole thing's going to be held tonight out at Batavia High School, so I can envision that there's going to be quite a traffic jam of cars out there as time moves forward. Also, I want to make mention, and now what did I do with that piece of paper I had here? I also want to make mention that we have, as a city, this past Monday night, Corinne Pirog, the Kane County Board Chairman, came down to our meeting and proceeded to present the City of Batavia, and I think I may have talked about this briefly last week, but now we have the real one, in recognition of and appreciation of the City of Batavia whereas the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the lives of Kane County residents, threatening the health of many, with over 154,190 confirmed cases and 1,172 deaths in Kane County as of October 6th of this year. And whereas multiple vaccines were developed and made available to the public that reduced the serious illness risk and death. And whereas Kane County was in need of a location that would allow for the administration of vaccines to large numbers of residents in a safe and secure location with public transportation and suitable parking nearby. And whereas the City of Batavia provided assistance and resources to establish the Kane Vax Hub in March of 2021 at 501 North Randall Road in Batavia. And whereas 114,433 doses of vaccine were administered at the Vax Hub in Batavia, the most given in the state outside of Cook County, protecting many residents from Kane County and beyond. And so now, therefore, we, the Kane County Board and Kane County Chairman Corinne Pirog, formally recognize the City of Batavia, including the Office of Mayor, the Fire and Police Departments, and others for their ongoing support to help keep Kane County residents protected from the COVID-19. So we now have this nice plaque that will be hanging in the City Council chambers. And, you know, when you think of the number, 114,000 plus people got shots on at the old Sam's Club building. That is something to be, I guess, proud of, that we were able to do that. And I'm told there was a lot of reasons why that was such a great location, but it really did work out. And speaking of the old Sam's Club, that has become quite a point of conversation for the last few days, because the Kane County has totally removed their presence from that location. They are no longer there, nor do they have any need to be there. So a couple things are happening out there. One is that the Chicago Tribune is using the north end of the building for a morning paper distribution location, and they get all the Tribunes for Central Kane County delivered there, and then people who are their delivery people drive in, pick up their box, and be on their way. And so they are using it for that purpose and that purpose only. And then the other thing that's happened is that the last week or so, a temporary fence was erected around the parking lot, and there was a lot of people asking, whoa, what's this all about? And I had some folks call me and say that they wanted to know, I think that the city would approve somebody going onto that property and selling Christmas trees at Christmas time. And I told them, well, you better call the owners of the property and see what they have to say. And so I left it at that. Well, apparently whoever I talked to told some other folks that I said that they were going to have Christmas trees there, so that made it on Facebook, and it really wasn't true, because I don't know of any decision that's yet been reached on that. But what has happened is that the First Student, who is the school bus service for Batavia, moved its location from Swanson Avenue in the Industrial Park over to a newer location on North Redant Road. And when they moved into Redant Road, there was some mix-up in the paving of their parking lot. And so right now they've just determined that they have to move most of the buses out of their final location and move them to a temporary location. So they made an arrangement with themselves and the owners of the Sam's Club building that they would rent the Sam's Club parking lot for a brief period of time, so only several weeks, so I'm told, and that is where all the buses are now being seen. So there's a lot of people that have great curiosity about what's happening there. Beyond the buses disappearing in a few days, I guess what I would suggest is the city has had ongoing conversations with retailers and others about doing something in the building. And the one nice thing that we've been able to obtain is that I have gotten permission to do the Batavia Access Toy Drive distribution there again this December. So Roy Bailey and his family are going to be there, and again this year do their super duper job of distributing toys to all the needy families in Batavia that are identified. And then we are going to be perhaps having some folks moving in with some retail activity. Now, I'm not at ability right now to speak to what that retail activity would be. I would tell you it's nothing offensive. It's not going to smoke, smell, pollute, make noise, or whatever have you, but we do have some interesting things that may happen there, and so we just have to wait and see. I don't believe any leases have been signed, and so I'm told that those who are talking is talking about stuff's happening next year. So we are busily involved in all that. We also have had some conversations with the city council recently, and we've got several new industrial facilities apparently going to be building and moving into Batavia. And it looks like we could be adding quite a few new jobs to the town. And as you also know, we have this real influx of new restaurants that are coming. If you've been out on Randall Road in front of the area there at Mill and Randall by Douglas Flooring, right to the south of it is the Culver's Restaurant, now being walled up and made presentable for future hamburgers and hot dogs and whatever. And they tell us that they have hopes to be open sometime near the end of March with the Culvers. That's the last date I was told by those folks. So let's hope that that does come to fruition, and the building's on its way. It's being built, so we know that's going to happen. And then down the street there, right to the north of the gas station at McKee and Randall, there is a new restaurant, Chicken Salad Chick, that specializes in chicken salads, and that's going to be opening sometime around the first of the year, I guess. So we've got quite a bit of new stuff rolling into Batavia. It's an ongoing conversation, and I'll have probably more to talk about that at the end. The one thing I would like to end, though, and kind of put a warning out to Batavia people, is the Batavia Police Department is sharing with me that they are very disturbed by the amount of technological crime that is being thrust upon Batavia residents. And it's like some of these folks turn on their computer and the crime wave just arrives right in front of them. And there are certain groups that are proposing all kinds of schemes and things they'll want to send you. And certainly if you buy into these things, sooner or later they're going to ask you for your credit card numbers or your checking account numbers or your social security number or whatever have you. And the best advice that the police tell me is don't give them nothing, because you don't know who you really are talking to. And I mean, this is becoming a saturated criminal activity. We now have several Batavia police personnel who are doing very little else other than just working on all the crime hitting us from technology. So I've talked to the chief, and on this report in which will be the November 4th, Friday, November 4th, the Batavia Police is going to make up the then current presentation of about 5 minutes, in which they're going to cover for us what are some of the shenanigans that are being played and pulled off on Batavians, and kind of alert everybody to what's going on. So please keep that in mind, and you can be attuned to what's really happening. There's been a lot of interesting events, parties and receptions and whatever have you. I seem to have had my picture taken a number of times. I've got people who I guess are fans of mine or friends of mine that are sending me copies of the pictures, so I know what is being shown about me. And yesterday the Park District had a reception for all the city and school district and township workers that were helping them throughout the year, and they had a little party at their their garage down on South River Street, and I was there, and lo and behold, I get my picture taken and sent to me again today. So I'm not trying to get my picture taken, but I certainly do get it taken enough. So I just wanted to thank all those who are doing all these nice things in Batavia, because this really is making our town a very proud place for us all to live, and we're trying real hard to keep our crime rates down and our public safety efforts up. And I just want to thank everybody for all that you do to go forward. And I guess the final thing I'd like to say is that starting Monday, I believe at 9 o'clock in the morning and going till 3 in the afternoon, the City Council Chambers is going to be the location of an early voting location under the direct control of the Kane County Clerk. And they do an excellent job of bringing in the staff and setting it up and setting up the machines and letting everybody vote. So that'll be for 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, this coming week and the week thereafter. So you'll have the opportunity, if you want to vote early in Batavia. It's not the full 6 at night till 6 in the or 6 in the morning till 6 at night. It's going to be whatever time the county clerk says. And in this case, they're saying 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. So that'll be your times to come on down to City Hall and come in the south door, and there'll be the election judges sitting there, and they'll be able to take care of you. Because this is obviously an important mid-term election, as they call it, and there's a lot of races on there and a lot of issues that are out there being debated back and forth. And this is your chance as an individual citizen to give everybody your opinion and your say by the candidates you vote for. So with that, I will end the day, and thank you all for listening, and have a nice weekend.